let's fight corruption, not only in Parliament, but even outside Parliament. But because this Parliament, all it does is to pass budgets, to come up with policies. We are supposed to supervise, but do we do that? So this issue of corruption, there is nobody who is innocent here. The ruling party is guilty, the opposition is guilty. After realizing that we are all guilty, let's just slow down, have the best leaders, let's caution them, let's guide them, let's give them support, but also let us also guide against corruption. The only thing I feel like I need to step down for my country to benefit is the institutional memory. That one surfaces the rest. The issue of gender, the issue of what, because all we need, it's not a matter of having a female speaker. We've had one. See how we ended. I think at a time like now, we do not to act out of emotions. We do not need to act out of excitement. As statesmen and women, sometimes it's important we think through and then we take a right decision. Some of the challenges, I believe, that the 11th Parliament faced were as a result of having new speakers, two of them. The Right Honourable Anita Mo was new in that position, and after, because the Right Honourable Jacob Olanya had passed away, and the Right Honourable Deputy Speaker, Right Honourable Thomas Tayebwa, was also new in that position as a Deputy Speaker. It's not that they were not good, it's not that they didn't know what to do, but probably there was a gap. There is a lot that was happening and they didn't know how to handle and how to proceed, and there was also no one to consult. Kityo Sarah, I'm the Member of Parliament for Bukoto East constituency. I am here to respond to so many calls and so many messages and so many friends and supporters and well-wishers. As you are all aware, I had declared to contest as the Deputy Speaker of the 12th Parliament. I was determined, I was ready, and as you all know, those who know me, I don't do things out of excitement and all that. But after declaring, after posting on my Twitter that I was coming, a number of people contacted me and they were sharing a lot of issues and number of stuff with me, showing me and telling me why some were I should contest, were giving me all that support as you all were following up on the Twitter. But there were also those genuine senior people that advised me that I should step down. And one of the reasons they were giving me, they gave me so many reasons, but one of those that I really, really thought about and made me accept willingly to step down was the issue of the institutional memory. I think at a time like now, we do not to act out of emotions. We do not need to act out of excitement. As statesmen and women, sometimes it's important we think through and then we take a right decision. Some of the challenges, I believe, that the 11th Parliament faced were as a result of having new speakers, two of them. The Right Honourable Anita Mo was new in that position, and after, because the Right Honourable Jacob Olanya had passed away, and the Right Honourable Deputy Speaker, Right Honourable Thomas Tayebwa, was also new in that position as a Deputy Speaker. It's not that they were not good. It's not that they didn't know what to do, but probably there was a gap. There is a lot that was happening, and they didn't know how to handle and how to proceed, and there was also no one to consult. Therefore, I feel and I thought, after, of course, consultations and being guided, that it was right for me to step down and back up or support Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa. The Right Honorable, the Honorable or the incoming Honorable both, he's not doubtable. He's senior, he's smart, he's a good man, he's humble, he can consult, but I think here or there, to those of you who have worked in public offices, you need someone to consult. You need that institutional memory. You need to know where did we end on this policy, how do we proceed, what was in the pipeline and stuff like that. I therefore wish to take this opportunity and inform the entire country that I've stepped down and I am here to support, first of all, the Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa as the next Deputy Speaker, but also there are those who have been telling me since yesterday, they have been telling me, Honorable, this is not acceptable. The policy was we have a male speaker and then a female deputy speaker, or we have a female speaker and then a male deputy speaker. Yes, it is true. But this parliament at once had a speaker who is a male and the deputy who is a male. And this does not mean that I will not contest again, or some other ladies may not have another chance to contest again. Because of the kind of storm that this parliament is going through, you all know what is going on. I think it's high time we don't be selfish. We don't think about gender issues now. We don't bring in other emotional issues. Let's focus. Let's have these two speakers. It is okay even if they are male. Then next term, in the 13th Parliament, we shall be having the bargaining power, we shall be having the genuine reasons to bring in a lady, either as a deputy speaker or as a speaker. One was, the first question you said that the Buganda caucus had endorsed some other person. We were in the caucus yesterday and no. Okay. I also heard that, but first of all, I was never part of that. If anyone tells you that I was part, then there should be videos or record of me campaigning or talking to them and all that. I also had a few members of NRM from Buganda Caucus sat, and those who were around showed their interest, but I wasn't around, and I wasn't given a chance to be listened to or to be asked to, so I wasn't party to that. Then the second question was that I endorsed the Right Honorable, my mother, the Naalongo, Anita Amongo. It is true, I did. I endorsed her. And you are asking whether I regret it. I do not regret that. I endorsed the Right Honorable, not because she was my friend. Those of you, if you can go back and look at those videos, I stated it. The Right Honorable Anita Amongo she is my colleague actually, but she wasn't my friend and she is not my friend. The reason as into why I endorsed her, it wasn't because she was perfect or because she was holy or because myself I'm perfect, I'm holy. I endorsed her because my mother, my biological mother, requested me to do that. After a long discussion with my mom of the entire weekend, I had a heavy heart. I was so hurt. You all know, those of you who have been following the netball saga, you know what happened to me. And I really, I was taken to jail. You know how it feels First of all, I was the president of the Uganda Netball. If I may remind you of that story, I was the netball of Uganda, the president of Uganda Netball Federation. I was given funds. I took the team to Namibia. I took the team to South Africa. We spent the money. The male team that went to South Africa performed. It was the first runners-up. And then the team that I went to Namibia, we had 2 tournaments. They had given us 186 millions. We traveled 27 people for 21 days. Imagine that. That can show you that I even had to invest in my personal money in preparing the team. And of course, we had other stakeholders on board, people who helped us. You can't say that you'll travel with a team of 27 people for 21 days, spending 186 millions. I bet if there's any federation, even the football, if they have ever had that kind of expense or that kind of budget. But they gave us that little. We traveled. In the first tournament, the Pen Series, we were the champions. In the second tournament, the African Cup, we were the first runners-up. We returned. The passports are there. The dates of travel and everything is there. Those were days of COVID. We had COVID tests. Namibia is a desert. We had to drink water. I mean, you know, all sportsmen and women, we had to have kits. We had a lot to on that money. So on return, I was asked to account for 425 millions. Yet I was only given 186 millions. That was the genesis of the conflict. I was bold. I told them I cannot account for what I did not receive. There is a bank statement which shows what I received, and there is no way I'm going to account for the 425 millions. Just by refusing to account for what I did not receive, I was arrested, thrown in prison, taken to court. But remember, the IGG had investigated this, and he pinned the National Council of Sports and told them to refund the money. There is a report. The Auditor General had investigated this. There is a report. You can get all these reports. So the Parliament, because of their issues well known to them, they summoned me to Park. I came, I responded, I brought my passport, I explained everything. They are all on record. Even the National Council boss, the General Secretary, apologized before camera. He said the letter he wrote forcing me to account for 425 million. After 3 years of fighting, he said it was a typo. But even him admitting that and accepting he had made an error to force me to account for what I did not receive, they still took me to jail and they brought me to court. I've been in anti-corruption since then. Up to today, each time we go to court, their side is not ready. I mean, if they were not ready, why did they have to push me out of the office? I wouldn't want to go into that. But because you asked that question, that's how it was. So, I am here, not to fight that war. After all that struggle, after all that war, you know how it feels when you lose parliament, you sit in parliament, you go for a federation, it's a national federation, you move to all 140 districts, 46 districts, you look for support, you win, and then someone, because you refuse to append your signature on wrong accountability, they do whatever monkey tricks and they push you out of the office. I was really bitter and annoyed. So when I went to my mother, she told me and she gave me one task. It was a little hard. She told me, Sarah, if you want to have peace, if you want to go to fight your battles, if you want to win all these challenges, and if you must heal and overcome all this pain, forgive. Forgive those people and forget. It took me time. After winning the elections, I went back to my mother. I mean, when you win, you go back to your parents, to your roots, to tell them that God has done it again. The first thing, before I even entered the house, my mother welcomed me. She gave me a hug. She told me, I'm begging you. I know you haven't forgiven those people. Please forgive them, my daughter. Forgive them. I told her, I promised her, I would think about it. We talked about this for the whole weekend. And before I left, I told my mother I had forgiven them. She told me her life journey. She told me all those people that had hurt her, even her best friends. During that talk, we both cried. But finally, I accepted to forgive, and I forgive them. And my mother told me, as a sign that you have forgiven them, even go and support her. Please, my daughter, go and endorse that lady and support her. So I went, I endorsed her. I do not regret, because when I took a decision of forgiving her, I meant it. I no longer have any grudge on her. I don't. Not only her, but all her entire team, all the team, I've forgiven them. But that does not mean that they did right. I therefore wish to inform the country that I do not have any grudge at all. But still, I cannot sit here and see things going wrong and I don't make a comment or I don't say something about that. So the third question, I think I've also answered it in the same response. I thank you. Nobody could tell me to step down, by the way. But just like I told you, I thought about this. First of all, anyone can be a woman. But being a mother and being a leader, it requires some level of understanding and reasoning. Women who are out there, you know it, that sometimes you have to let other things go in order to achieve some stuff. For instance, I told you, we've just come out of this experience. We've had two members, the Right Honorables, the Senior Speaker and the Deputy. Both of them were new. They were not bad people. They were not bad. But I think the biggest problem is that they were both new and there was nobody maybe to guide them. Because you all know what happened. Exactly. You know what happened. The Right Honorable Jacob passed on. It's not that he was alive and he was somewhere, maybe they would call him and ask him and all that. And then the other senior Right Honorable Speaker Emeritus, you all know the kind of relationship that they have been having with the Right Honorable. It wasn't that friendly. Let's be honest and address this issue. So if I have no problem with those ladies who would want to come and contest, it's their right. They can come and contest. Maybe they have good agendas just like all of us, but the issue of the institutional memory, I think, ladies, let's be patient. We can come next time. For instance, if Right Honorable Thomas serves this term, or the Right Honorable both serves this term, next time we shall be having two gentlemen who are well experienced, who are having the institutional memory. We may stand the ground and say, gentlemen, we gave you an opportunity. It's now our time. We could even request them, one of them, to step down for a lady. We could even have a senior speaker as a lady, and we have the deputy who is a male, or we have a senior speaker who is a male, and we have a deputy. But seriously, if we are being honest, and we really need to fix this problem of leadership in Parliament, we need somebody who has been around, who is well versed, who has the institutional memory. We need this person. And right now that we have Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa, he's the only person now in the race with that experience. It isn't bad if you give him a chance. 5 years are not many, we can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. On issues of bribery, at least those of you who know me, you know I can't. There is no price that can buy my head. Not at all. But just like I've told you, the only qualification that I lack, and this Parliament lacks, and this country needs, is the institutional memory. Of all other reasons that they gave me, of all other reasons that people were talking about, all of them, the only thing I feel like I need to step down for my country to benefit is the institutional memory. That one surfaces the rest, the issue of gender, the issue of what, because all we need, it's not a matter of having a female speaker. We've had one. See how we ended. So it's not all about having the female speaker. It's not all about having the deputy speaker. It's all about having the right people in the right position, with the right information, with the right mindset, with the right ideology. Trust me, any other time, even in the 13th Parliament, we can support ladies. We can contest as ladies. That's how I feel.
Yes,
my general assessment and comment is that we should, this is not a time where we need to point fingers at each other. It doesn't take us anywhere. I don't think any of us is perfect. I think what we need to do is to learn from the past, and then we forge a way forward. But I, for one, I am here to assure the country that I'll do all it takes. I'll remain faithful. I'll still fight corruption. I'll add my voice where I need to. And trust me, I think if we could all join our hands and efforts and do the right thing, without thinking about ourselves individually, by saying, oh, if I get this, I'll be this, oh, if I get here, I'll be this. I think all we need to do is, first of all, to get the best leaders for this institution. After having them, giving them support, advising them. Let's fight corruption, not only in Parliament, but even outside Parliament. But because this Parliament, all it does is to pass budgets, to come up with policies. We are supposed to supervise, but do we do that? So this issue of corruption, there is nobody who is innocent here. The ruling party is guilty, the opposition is guilty. After realizing that we are all guilty, let's just slow down, have the best leaders, let's caution them, let's guide them, let's give them support, but also, let us also guide against corruption. That's all I could say. My faith does not allow me to, how should I say it? The Uganda puts it better. My faith does not allow me to again to pin people and keep reminding them of what they did and all that. No. But the Uganda puts it right. They say Bomegatoluma. So when you have wrestled with somebody and you've won this person, you do not again have to bite that very person when he or she is on the ground. First of all, if I met these guys, I would tell them that I have forgiven them and I'm praying for them. I pray that on a sincere note, I pray. Today I was watching one of the videos and I saw a video of the Right Honorable Anita Among entering this Parliament. She wasn't happy. I almost cried. I felt bad. And I really I feel for her. I think I'll pray for them, and I pray that God takes them through this. Even Jesus, when Jesus was on the cross, he was crucified with two other guys. Those two gentlemen, one of them mocked him. He told him, if you're a son of God and you're sure about it, save us and save yourself. But the second guy was like, at least for us, we are guilty of our sins. But you are innocent. So, my Lord, when you reach your Father's kingdom, please remember me. And the guy was given by Jesus. We are not here to pin people. And we are not here to say, hey, it's good you've seen. No. I think let's pray for these people. Whatever happened to them, I know they are accusing them of so many things. But I don't think all that they are saying is true. There could be those that are true, and there could be those that are not true. But me as Sarah, I don't hate the Right Honorable Anita Among. I've forgiven her. I'm praying for her. And I pray that someday God heals her pain and consoles her and make her smile again. But I also pray that she finds time and learn from what she has gone through. Because sometimes the people around us, They'll come to you and tell you, hey, Sarah is bad, oh, this is that. And you just keep on making mistakes. I forgive my sister. I've forgiven her already. I have no issues with her. I feel for her. I don't hate her. Even if I met her and I have a chance of giving her a hug, I would give her one, and a sincere one, because I don't hate her. For Dr. Ogwell Bernard, Dr. Ogwell Bernard, I forgive that guy. But for him, you know his character. I don't think he's even that, because for him he believes he's God, he's what. But me, I've forgiven him, and I've left him to God to handle him, either to forgive him or to teach him a lesson. It's up to God. I therefore wish to submit, and I thank you so much for listening to me.